Welcome to BBN Tonight. I'm Anna Tarullo.
And I'm Keith Farmer. Tonight, lots of basketball talk as the men struggle on the road again and the women prepare for their first game since December 19th.
That's right, and some football talk as well. Tom Leach is joining us in a few minutes to wrap up the Cats' 10-win season.
Well, it was a rough night in Baton Rouge where the LSU Tigers defeated the Wildcats 65-60. That's tonight's Big Blue Story presented by CHI St. Joseph Health. The Tigers had the momentum from the jump, starting the night on an 8-3 run. Point guard Xavier Wheeler was knocked out of the game after running into this screen at the 16:07 mark. He did not return. Oscar Shibwe picked up 2 quick fouls and played just 9 minutes in the first half. Jacob Toppin stole the show, providing a spark off the bench, and was the only Wildcat who scored during the last 7.5 minutes of the first half.
In the second half, Davion Mintz and Kellen Grady proved to be a lethal duo from deep, but then it was more struggles as Ty Washington went to the locker room with cramps. He did return, but really didn't look like himself, and the offense lagged as LSU took over for a 20-2 run. Mintz never gave up, though, hitting 2 free throws, a 3 and a layup to narrow the gap to 61-60 with 27 seconds left, but chaos for the Wildcats in the final seconds sealed the deal for LSU.
We also had a couple guys not play well on top of foul trouble, injuries, all the other stuff, and they didn't stop. They kept playing. And we had funky lineups in that we had never used before, which gave us, we started having trouble, okay, offensively. How do we play with this team? They've never been together, but guys fought.
We do work on situations where Ty and Xavier aren't in the game. When we go 5-on-5, Davion's usually running the point, and we have a team where Ty and Xavier's not on it. So we definitely work on it, but in game, it's different than practice. The intensity is different. The pace of the game is different. Everything's different. So you can work on it, but at the end of the day, the game is always going to be different.
Keith, it's hard to evaluate what an ending like that means for this team, especially with so many pieces missing. But 2 things stick out to me. A, the bad free throw shooting, and B, the turnovers. It was definitely a winnable game. Just hit a few more free throws, or maybe Kellen Grady hits a few more field goals in that first half, and Kentucky would have put LSU away.
Yeah, pretty amazing. They were in that one, though.
Overall, Kentucky shot its lowest field goal percentage of the season, 36%. Also a rough night from the charity stripe, as I mentioned, going 10 for 20 on free throws. But from deep, it was really a tale of 2 halves. Yeah. As a team, the Cats were 1 for 11 from 3 in the first. Kellen Grady 0 for 6. Davion Mintz 0 for 2. But like we said earlier, that became a lethal duo early in the second half. 3 consecutive threes to open second half play. Grady went on to hit 4 three-pointers in the first 8 minutes of the second half. A stark contrast from his 0 for 6 first half performance.
Kept shooting. I didn't get down on eventually it's hard to go 0 for 10. So eventually I had some faith that a couple would drop. The coaches told me to get my legs into it more. And I was leaning a little bit. So I tried to be a little more shot prepared, running off the screens, and then in the catch and shoot situations, just being down and ready. And that obviously helped in the second half.
With just over 11 minutes left in the game, he didn't shoot again until that Hail Mary attempt with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, the women's basketball team looks like they're finally going to get to play a game after weeks of postponements due to their scheduled opponents, COVID issues, and then their own last week. But for now, the Kentucky versus Georgia game set for Thursday at 7 o'clock is still a green light. It'll be a tough matchup pitting the number 21 Wildcats against the number 15 Bulldogs. But for the Cats, Thursday night will mostly be about getting their rhythm back.
And, the positive is anytime you can take the practice floor, it gives you an opportunity to clean up some things that we hadn't had a chance to work on while we were playing so many games back to back. So we've done a lot of shooting, a lot of reviewing our offense, trying to clean up our defense. And then, like I said, just control the things that we can control. We knew at some point we were going to take the floor, and happy that we're going to do it on Thursday.
We're sticking with basketball now.
Yeah, the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach, is going to break down the Cats versus Tigers and look ahead to Saturday's game. We'll be right back.